Hello, everybody. This is Grace on a Journey, and you are listening to Grace on a Journey Channelings. Welcome to the newcomer, and to those of you returning, my fellow travelers, welcome back. We are happy to have you. I hope today has been a good day for you, and that you feel the joy that only God can bring. I have been doing a couple of episodes that I have not shared. Some episodes I'm called to keep them on hold for the appropriate time. And so when this occurs, I wait until I'm told to share again. I think part of that reason is because my work is in healing. We all need healing. And so there are times where my episodes are very therapeutic. And although I am open to releasing them for the purpose of helping others, those that protect me spiritually, filter out what is I don't want to say problematic, what can be misunderstood. So I meditated before today's episode, and I'm okay with the previous episodes that are on reserve, because I trust my guides, and I feel the difference, and I feel forward movement. That encourages me to continue doing my work. Yes, it's good to have spiritual teachers, leaders, or however you refer to them as. But we have to do our own personal work. It's not going to make a difference in your life if you just listen and take notes and never refer to them. There are some notes that should be on your desk. There are some notes that should be on your refrigerator door. There are some notes that should be on your dashboard as you enter the car. I've always assisted myself in areas of programming relating to self-development. It takes work, it takes effort, it takes commitment, it takes dedication, it takes persistence. But day by day, you just take another baby step. You allow yourself to unload all unnecessary burdens, right? The necessary ones, your responsibilities, you just see them from a different perspective. And you share gratitude that you are able to assist in that manner. We all have responsibilities. And I, for one, am thankful to God that I can assist others. It is amazing how I feel thankful to God. For assisting, for enabling me to assist others in ways money can't buy. In ways thank you is not enough. In ways that have changed the spectrum of their lives. I'm grateful that God brought that to my attention now, because it's getting closer to the end of the year. And this is the time we need to reflect on things that we are grateful for. We also need to be reflecting on how can I invite improvement on my journey. And I believe this is why we are being led to focus on the title we have for today, which is Close the Door Behind You. I always find myself to be very self-critical. But in areas of saying goodbye, I've always felt that it was less of a challenge for me. Because my happiness matters. And so if I'm in a situation or a predicament that makes me live in misery, it's not hard to say goodbye. And I feel my education from research of learning how to say goodbye in a healthy way has assisted me. And this is research that has been done over the years. I don't know about you, but I've had to say goodbye to many people. Not just emotionally, sometimes physically. They've transitioned. Sometimes spiritually, because they endanger my spirit body, my soul. And so a cord had to be broken. A disconnection had to make its way to be present and free, you know? The lesson I have for you today, with the title of Close the Door Behind You, is being given to all of us. As much as I am sharing this with you, I am also channeling. I am also learning. I am also growing. Those experiences in our lives that are unresolved are there because of a wound and a relationship that has not been dealt with. And we are being called to resolve, to avoid future challenges. One of the ways that I meditate is in search of an answer. There are different practices for meditation. And I never thought I would be saying this, that I am fond of meditation, that there is not one day in my life that I am not meditating repeatedly throughout the day. It's made me who I am today, and a great difference in energy surrounds me now. So when this lesson was being offered, and I want to clarify that, because I know some of you that listen are also called to be messengers. You're also called to teach. Some of you are called to write. I'm speaking to you right now. Sometimes the messages we receive open an opportunity for us to align ourselves in a healthy manner, whether it is spiritual, emotional, mental, physical, whatever the message is. I want you to be able to share your messages, but to not neglect what you can take from it yourselves. And this is why you need to have a relationship with God that you have opportunity to explain to Him how your heart's desires will assist you with your calling, how manifesting them will assist you with your calling. Because as you align them, you are co-creators, and you can call them in. And the best part is that's without manipulation, when it is regarding people's free will. So the karma that you receive is beneficial because you are not harming anyone. You are adding to your life to develop what you already have, right? To assist, to ascend. There's hope. There is some of you have been asking questions, and you are stating, why haven't I received the answer yet? We're being told that the answers are inside of you. That if you are meditating and you haven't received those answers yet, that you need to lengthen your meditation. Also, you are free to speak your truth. If there are areas where you are uncomfortable, that you feel need improvement, people, if there are areas where you feel you have a bone to pick, right? You're upset about something. All of that is permitted. The only tip and wisdom I would give you regarding that is do it respectfully. State it in a manner where I feel as if I am experiencing this. I am trying to process this so this can make sense to me. I need answers. Until you get your answers, I need answers. Until you get your answers, I need answers. I repeated that. I want that to sink into your head. That you will not be benefiting yourselves if you ask for something one time and you haven't received it yet. And then you walk away with your heads down and I had faith. I did believe. I'm living this way. I'm obeying. I deserve it. I even improve my behavior. Yes, 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 yes. And all of that is noted. Let that sink in. All of the goodness that you have been engaging in is noticed. There are lessons that you will be learning through asking. I want to repeat that. There are lessons that you will be learning through asking, through waiting, through receiving. I'm sure you've all heard before, everything is connected. There's never a coincidence. It's never chance. In fact, as you open the doors to self-reflection, you begin to gain the understanding that understanding life is just about connecting the dots. 1 led to 2, 2 led to 3, 3 led to 4, 4 led to 5, 5 led to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I need to state what is being relayed to me right now regarding your inner child. You had all your answers, these questions that you have right now. You have all of these answers, and you've had them since you were a child. What you need to get to those answers again, to reclaim them into today's existence, is you need to reconnect with your inner child. Actually, this is a process that I assist many with. And this is why I have shared my email repeatedly, offering you options regarding resources. There's actually a process when it comes to reconnecting to your inner child. I remember when that was first brought to my attention, my first response was, how? I'm smiling right now because I remember the first time I ever heard the word inner child. I wasn't comfortable with the term. And that was due to my religious background, and the programming that I was exposed to. What are they referring to when they say inner child? Who are they really connecting with? Like all of these speculations came to me. And it was as I allowed myself to listen and connect the dots, I was able to learn, oh, yes, we all have inner children because we all were children before. And that child is inside of you. And it even gets more complicated, people. There are those that say they have children, inner children. That also puzzled me. I was like, what are you talking about? This is not what I would be asking people. I would just be, internally trying to process what I'm hearing. You have inner children. And it was later on revealed to me through meditation. Because, yes, I know there are teachers out there. Yes, I know there are books out there. But all that information came from their spiritual connection. And the same way they were able to connect to arrive at enlightenment, I know that door is available for me too. So yes, I'm willing to listen, and I'm willing to take what I want and release the rest. But again, I will repeat, I do the work. Okay? I do the work. I'm going to share what goes on when you do the work. Sometimes it's anger. Sometimes it's sadness. Sometimes it's as if you are reliving the trauma. This is why we are being asked to practice self-care as much as it is being mentioned. Because there are times I'm like, I'm hearing self-care every day. Self-care, 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 self-care everywhere I go. Self-care. Okay, what's next? Right? Respectfully. Because when I am diving in to get my spiritual answers, I cannot go there with the sarcastic energy because I will get a sarcastic response. So respectfully, what is all this self-care that's being brought to our attention? And the reason behind it is because if you are not providing yourself with self-care. And I was told to use the word providing. There's a meaning behind that. I have an idea, but you can go look into yourself through meditation. Providing yourself through self-care is because this work is hard. This inner child work is hard. Can I say that again? It's hard to revisit past pains. It's hard to revisit those times you did not have a choice. Your word wasn't valued. Your opinion wasn't valued. You could not fend for yourself. It is hard to revisit those times. I don't make the rules, people. I'm still trying to understand the rules, people. But I'm doing this respectively, right? I am not doing this with defensive energy. I'm doing this with obedience, and I'm doing this with surrender. Because I know it's the truth. Because I have to find a way to get closer and closer to my goals. And as I'm saying this to you, I am envisioning a maze. So as you are trying to strive to reach your goal, it's as if you're in a maze. I'm seeing a maze, but from up above. And I'm looking down on it. All right, it's a maze made by bushes, right? And there are some places that you go, there's a dead end. And then you got to turn. Those dead ends are symbolic. What it means is, let's say you're working on a project and there's a standstill. What you going to do? You just going to stand there? Or are you going to do your breathing, exercising? I'm laughing because I do that. I do that. Can I be honest again? I do that. There are times I get annoyed. Because if I utilize my energy in whatever area, it is with expectation that I will receive what I am striving for. But due to the fact that life is a school and we are experiencing this journey, there are intentional, I'm breathing as I say this, intentional blockages placed in your life for you to learn a lesson. I know that doesn't sound good to your ears. I know you're asking why. I also know if I want to get out of that maze, I got to follow the rules. Now, I've spent majority of my life being programmed in a manner that omitted that maze, my purpose in it, and how to get out of it. And although I appreciate my foundation, my introduction to God, the relationship we had, praise, worship, and so forth, in this season, I'm hearing season of maturity. In this season, I'm being called to walk in wisdom. Not walk in manipulation. Not walk in following the crowd and conforming. Not walking by saying things and doing things expecting and desiring validation. This is a new chapter. And that's why today's title was Close the Door. There are more than one things. More than one memory. More than one trigger that is associated with you not closing the door behind you. And you may feel like, I did close the door. I don't think about it. Can I confess that's what I thought the answer was? You forgive and you release. And you don't think about the answer. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I said you forgive and you release and you don't think about the answer. That means we are supposed to think about it, people. No, we don't want to, but we're supposed to think about it. The lessons are in there, people. The lessons are in there. The lessons sometimes are in your tears. The lessons sometimes are in your anger. Yo! There's something somebody told me once. He used the term, unfortunately, it's escaped me. It's been a couple of years. But I remember exactly what this was what this related to. He said that because he knew that I was creative. I write a lot, right? And one of the things I like to write is poetry. And I shared some with him. And he was amazed. He said, I didn't know that you can do work like this. He said, but the feeling I'm getting from you, because it wasn't a happy poem, right? It was a poem about losing someone who's no longer with us. He said, I think you are fueled. He said, there are some writers like that. There are some painters like that. You are fueled by your emotions. That is what you connect to that gives you access to release your talent. And that's the first time anyone has ever said that to me, and the last time anyone has ever said that to me. But it left enough of an imprint that I remembered that. Let me tell you why you really don't want to pick up that paint what? I was going to say paint brush. But I said paint drug. And when I said that, what came to me is there are some of you that were taking pills to cover up your emotions. Wow. And you're realizing that you don't want to do that anymore because it is challenging the process of you being able to connect to your authentic feelings and emotions. You feel as if when you are on the medication, you don't feel like yourself. Your emotions are not authentic in your opinion. That's what was just released to me. But what I was trying to tell you is the reason why you don't want to pick up that paintbrush, or the reason why you don't want to pick up that pen and write, or the reason why you don't want to sing, or the reason why you don't want to dance, whatever art form that you found therapeutic, is because you know deep inside, if you start doing those things that you once enjoyed, you will remember when. And some of you don't want to remember when, because it's too close to that trigger. It's too close to tears. It's too close to anger. It's too close to feeling abandoned. It's too close to feeling rejected. That is the reason why. You are getting in your own way when it comes to expressing yourself. What is being shared now is there are several ways to express yourself. If there's something that you do not feel motivated enough to do, please try something else. Can I give you an example? I remember going to a support group once, and they were studying a book. That's one thing we did. Like, we'd like to get together and read books, some spiritual, some in relation to self-development and enlightenment, different directions for different seasons, right? But there was one book in particular which I did end up purchasing, and I'm thankful I did, that mentioned something called morning pages. Maybe that's something that you may be open to do. Morning pages means you have a book next to your bed, right? When you wake up in the morning, before you pick up that cell phone, it's best you do it first thing you wake up, right? Even if you have a mate, there are certain things we have to do for ourselves spiritually that we need to be mature enough to allow structure to be part of our lifestyle. Because you are connected to someone does not mean, okay, when you wake up, you gotta be all over him, he gotta be all over you. Yes, there's time for everything. And spontaneity is great. Confirmation. But wow, what just came to me. God is calling. God is calling you. So you need to schedule time for God. So if someone loves you and you explain to them that you are working on your spiritual self, so there's an exercise that you do every single morning, and you would like that time to yourself. If that person loves you, that person will give you that time. I want you to know that. You can be madly in love with each other, but if that person loves you, that person will give you that time. Because they'll understand that this is what you need to do to be where you want to be. If you're good, they're good. The family's good. Everything is good. Right? So these morning pages, you wake up and you write. It doesn't matter the grammar you're using. It doesn't matter the topic. It doesn't matter if you're just saying words that come to you. It doesn't matter if you're writing about a dream you had. It doesn't matter if you're writing about your to-do list. But every morning, I hope I'm stressing, every morning, understand you just woke up. You're connected to your spiritual self. In a manner that is heightened when you just wake up. Nothing has influenced you yet. Nothing has manipulated you. Nothing. It's just when you wake up. You write down whatever that comes to you. You can start by 5 minutes. I'm not going to stress you and say 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. You need to decide for you what will work for you. But you start with 5 minutes, right? Every morning. Just right. Sometimes I wrote colors that I see. Sometimes I wrote what I'm thankful for. Sometimes I wrote a quote I remembered. Sometimes I wrote, I'm still angry at so-and-so. Sometimes I wrote, I'm in love with so-and-so. Sometimes I wrote, these are the ways I can improve. Sometimes I wrote, this is what hurts me. The point is, you're being called to write. I don't care who you are and where you are spiritually. All of you are being called to write. This is not necessarily leading to a book. This is part of your shadow work. Okay? I believe you are here, taking the time out of your schedule to upgrade your existence. And this is why when we do connect, we will be given instructions in how to achieve those goals. And I just stated how I hear it. If this came from me, I would say, well, you could do morning pages. But I heard that you should do it. And I heard answers. Some of you will get your answers through your writing. But when I was told to close the door behind me, I wasn't clear on what that meant. I processed it for a couple of days, to be honest with you. I went into meditation, to be honest with you. I've shared my peace through meditation, to be honest with you. But I get it now. Just to give you some insight of how I assist you to reconnect with your inner child. The issue that you find troubling in your life right now, we look at that. And then we dig in deeper and deeper to the root of that manifestation in your life. You're not going to say, oh, it's because of the divorce I just had. And now I've developed issues with separation anxiety or abandonment or commitment. No, we're not going to stop there. The real work is to go down deeper and deeper, connecting those dots, opening those doors, to when that manifestation was first spoken into your life. And I'm not going to promise that it doesn't come with tears. That it doesn't come with anxiety. Remember, in that state, you are in the energy of your inner child. Is your inner child happy? Let me tell you one of the most impressive speakers that I've heard before. What his topic was about. This was maybe 10 or more years ago. I heard this. But like I said, there are things that you hear that connect with you that never leave you. And I'm even emotional right now about what I'm about to share. This man shared a session he had with one of his clients. I believe that person was given up for adoption. The client that he was nurturing. And he shared with him a visualization exercise where he would be able to experience being wanted, being welcomed, being loved. Some people are walking around carrying all that baggage. Their birth was not planned. Their entrance to this world was not the best of circumstances. They were rejected. You see, we all have our issues. Some of you were not given up for adoption. But you had a parent that wasn't there for you, that left you behind. Some of you were born female, but your dad wanted a son. I'm hesitating on saying something, but I'm going to be very general about this. I know someone who's female, but carries a male's name because her father wanted a son. She has to live with that name throughout her journey here. But she was saved. She was saved because even with that first name, her middle name is very powerful. And without disclosing her middle name, it's in the energy of winner. Somebody that wins in life. So in her condition, even if he wanted a male child, he still loved her. Right? She still felt loved by him. But there are some of you that didn't experience that. Some of you were different in personality, in appearance. I've heard testimonies of siblings that felt their parent preferred another child due to their appearance. When I'm saying this, I'm envisioning my friend that passed away about 3 years ago from breast cancer, right? We met in high school, but we kept in touch. And she had twin siblings, right? But it was a boy and a girl. No, I'm getting this confused. She was a twin. She was a twin, And what was cute about it was her name and her brother's name. Like her brother's name was in her name. Right? I could explain it, but then I'd be giving away what her name was. And, you know, I'm being respectful, and I don't have to mention her name. But it was cute how their names even match, right? I haven't seen them in a while. And when I say them, I mean the family. So this is why I got the twin thing confused for a second there. But I had a conversation with her one time, and she said she felt that her parents preferred the daughter that came after her. Right? And without getting into too much detail, we'll just say she had a more exotic look. All right? Some of you could read between the lines, and I don't really feel I want to take it to that direction right now. She had a more exotic look. So her entire life, now she shared this with me at 18. Her entire life she felt she wasn't what her parents would have preferred. And as I'm saying that, I find that odd because she was a twin. So some people are very impressed with twins. You know, a boy and a girl. What more can you ask for? But again, their appearance was different. Right? So there are different experiences people have when they first come into this world. And this is the exercise that speaker shared regarding a session he had with one of his clients about taking him back to that time. There's a way to do that. And rewriting that story. This does not mean you are taking the approach of lying to yourself. I want y'all to understand this clearly, because I don't believe in lying to myself. I'm not with that energy. I feel it's a waste of time. Be real with yourselves. Right? When you're real with yourself, you have less regret. You have, more, you feel free. Right? And you attract more self-love into your life. But the connection here, as we connect the dots, is he rewrote the story by parenting himself. One of the ways you can do inner child work is parent yourself. Have you heard of that? Reparenting. Parenting yourself. And being there for that inner child. Supporting that inner child. loving that inner child. Oh, that's a lot of shadow work. And it was just a glimpse of the work that he does with people. But it left an impression on me. Now, I've never felt pressure regarding my gender. I've always felt comfortable in my skin, and I've always felt my parents embraced me the day I was born, in my skin, okay with my gender and everything else that came with it. But there was a time I learned that the reason why one of my parents wanted to have a son first, I obviously am a daughter, but they wanted a son first, is because they felt the son would have been protective of the future daughter. Because that parent felt her parents were always overprotective of her. So she always told herself, then it's better to have a son first, because the son can go out with the daughter. The son can chaperone. The son can protect. You know, it was innocent. It wasn't done in any malice or anything. It was just a wish. But God gave them a daughter instead. What's interesting about it is, although I am a daughter, I am balanced in my energy. I could be as feminine as I want to be. But standing up for yourself, defending yourself, ready to show up how you need to show up, is one of my strengths. And some people consider that as a masculine energy. And I'm known for both. And so they really did get what they wanted. Because even though I am female, I am very, did I stress very protective of any of mine. Right? You come for them? I don't need to finish that statement. Trust me, I don't. So sometimes God answers. That's the lesson I'm learning in this. God answers your prayers in an unpredicted way. You may have felt you wanted a male child to be in that energy when the male child is the passive child. That happens too. Just because you have a male child does not mean, he's so protective and, it doesn't always mean that. And all these questions and all these answers we're looking for and all this clarity that is available can be connected to if we're willing to do our spiritual work. I'm envisioning a piece of paper that says, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. So that's telling me some of you might benefit from hanging that up somewhere that you frequent a lot. Because when you recall that, oh, so that means I need food for the soul too. The good news is today, you had some soul food. Yes, it's good to nourish the body, but what about the soul? Today, you had some appetizers. And I say that in the hopes that this will motivate you to meditate, to connect the dots, to discover what is your next move. There needs to be a next move because this is a journey. And the reason why you are standing in your own way is because, can I repeat? Is because of a wound and a relationship that has not been dealt with. What's the warning? Do any of you remember the warning? Were you paying attention to the warning? Resolve to avoid future challenges. Some of you practice avoidance. If you don't want to do something, you stay away from it. You don't think about it. You don't look at it. You don't entertain it. You lie to yourself about it. It's just avoidance, right? But it's still there. If your soul called you to do it, it's still there. Now, there's good news. Can I tell you there's good news? One of the ways that you could continue maintaining and reinforcing that, yes, I have cut the cords, I have released, I have moved on, is by finding a quote that connects with you in that energy. Now, my quote, I will keep to myself. But one quote that could be of value to some of you to begin with that you write on a piece of paper, that you tape to the wall, or you put on your fridge, or you put on your dashboard, or you could even put it on the wall in your cell phone and get creative about it, right? So for sure, I say goodbye to this chapter of my life, and I look forward to what comes next. So for sure, I say goodbye to this chapter of my life, and I look forward to what comes next. So for sure, I say goodbye to this chapter of my life, and I look forward to what comes next. Now, you are loved by God. All right? Because you are loved by God, God brought to my attention, well, what about those people that are having a hard time to say goodbye? Okay? Some of you were not having a hard time. Because you're over it now. But you're just in a stage of maintaining being over it now. What you could do is avoid unnecessary conversation. All right? In fact, the only time you should entertain that is if you are engaging in something therapeutic and you're reconnecting the dots and so forth. But if someone in your life continues to mention someone that you've released already, that's a boundary right there. I would prefer if you don't mention this person right there. I am no longer in a relationship with that person. I would appreciate you no longer mentioning that person. This is a warning. Because I am called to release all people, places, and things and energies that are no longer aligned with my highest good. And that may include you. Respectfully. Okay? I don't have an issue with setting a boundary. Trust and believe. Okay? Now, I really like you, okay? And I want us to be cool. So, I'm going to say this one time. Usually when I say I'm going to say this one time, trust is serious. I'm going to say this one time. I'm not open to that conversation. With my serious face. That's it. And those that can't respect it, have you heard of Grace? Where is Grace at? I disappeared. Did you know I could do that trick? Either you can align yourself to my highest good or peace. Some things you understand, some things you won't. But we all need to be like a child. And we need to reactivate our inner child because it's the beginning to healing the road ahead. Some of you may benefit from watching The Wizard of Oz. Some of you have watched that as a child. There are messages in there. That you can grasp as an adult. You see, Dorothy, she seeks security and comfort of her home and family. Sound familiar? Huh, ladies? Huh, men? Oh, let's not pretend it's only ladies that seek security and comfort of a home. It comes in all energies, male and female, depending where you are, what you're doing, how you live. The Tin Man was identity seeking, right? The Lion seeking courage. The Scarecrow seeking knowledge. We're out to see the wizard. Why? The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. Guess that's a confirmation. To recap before I close, they were all searching for something, right? And so they were all headed to the Wizard of Oz, following that yellow brick road. Hopefully some of you can see the symbolism being represented here. As they are following that yellow brick road, yellow has many meanings, but it is also associated with joy, happiness. So, by way of expressing yourself, you arrive at joy and happiness, right? As you paint, as you write your stories, your poetry, your dancing skills, your whatever it is. As you engage in things that you enjoy, the yellow brick road is in front of you, right? And you continue to follow this yellow brick road. Why? Because you're out to see the wizard. And as I was stating just now, I want to be more detailed so none of you will escape any of the symbolism here. The lion wanted courage. He wanted to be brave, right? And we mentioned Dorothy. She was seeking security and comfort. The Tin Man was seeking identity, right? He wanted a brain. And the scarecrow one second here. Okay, point of correction. The Tin Man was seeking identity. He wanted a heart. Okay? And the scarecrow wanted a brain. He was seeking knowledge. So, all of their needs are associated to the needs that we have during this human experience that we are a part of. Okay? So, the symbolism behind them following the yellow brick road is, going to see the wizard, is the fact that we co-create our own lives. Okay? We have the ability to manifest. Okay? We have the ability to attract. Okay? And all legally. It does not have to be by way of manipulating others and, anything that would attract unwanted karma. It can be done genuinely. It could be done ethically. It can be done in love. I want y'all to understand that. We can manifest by aligning our will to what would benefit us all. That means harming no one, manipulating no one, stealing from no one. Get the point? With the foundation of the will of God. Because that is what He approves. Because why? Because we are all connected. What affects you affects me. No, it does not have to affect me in the same way, but it affects me in another way. Right? So, guess who the Wizard of Oz is? I'm going to leave you with that question. And seek the answer through meditation. Who is the Wizard of Oz? You'd be surprised. But as I was meditating, that is what was brought to my attention. That whole movie. And it began to make sense by way of connecting the dots and realizing the symbolism behind it all. You see, when you meditate, it opens doors, people. Some of you that are more advanced understand what I mean. It opens doors that transport you. I'm going to just leave it there because I don't want to confuse anyone. But like I said, those of you that are more advanced in the area of meditation understand exactly what I mean when I say that it can open doors for you. Okay? And it also can be looked at in the sense of connecting to your inner child. When you go deep inside, when you connect with the root of the issue that has followed you, cycle after cycle, pattern after pattern, that is when you'll be able to receive what you're trying to manifest. I want to share with you, those of you that use music for meditation, the song that kept on coming to me was Goodness of God. And as I was writing the title down to share with you, I said, I better write down the artist as well, because I want them to get the right song. And I was told, trust. That means whatever song that pops up on your feed, when you search for goodness of God, that is the song that was chosen and catered for you from whoever that artist is, because there are songs and titles that are plentiful, meaning one person can sing a song and another person can sing the song and another person with the same title with different lyrics. Those of you that, review lyrics and, watch videos and listen to different artists, you get what I'm saying. This is why I wanted to be in detail and say, oh, it's by this specific artist and so forth. But I was told, trust. So I'm trusting. I'm trusting you'll be led to the right song. Okay? And the channeled message I want to share, the channeled message that I received was, I'm sorry. I had to take a deep breath. I have to do that sometimes. So before I share that channeled message, I want to say it arrived after meditating and meditating and meditating. Why, God? Why? 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 Do you ever ask God why? Do you? Sometimes He doesn't answer right away. Sometimes you wait. You wait. You wait. You're still waiting. And it's upon your deliverance you receive an explanation. And the channeled message I received was, my daughter, you are being gracefully broken. You are being gracefully broken. Sometimes that is part of our journey. And I'm being careful in using that word sometimes because I honestly don't believe that we're all called on the same path. Whether that's accepted or not, I don't believe that. But the path that I'm on, I was called to learn my lessons in order for me to grow. And so this is why I had to endure certain things that I endured that were not fair to me, that were injustices that I did not deserve, that were crimes, spiritual crimes, financial crimes, mental crimes, physical crimes, sexual crimes. Why, God? Why? 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 My daughter, you were being gracefully broken. I had to endure certain things in order to learn the lessons that I learned from them and be able to relate them to you. Why? Because it is my will to help others. Because it is my will to share my story. Because it is my will to be of assistance in the area of healing. That benefits us all, does it not? That makes me in alignment with God's plan, the foundation of all. Do you understand? I'm hearing divine order. Regardless on your preferences, your stereotypes, your cheerleaders, your discriminations, you cannot omit divine order. And I just heard divine grace. God gave me grace. My name wasn't chosen by accident. Grace means what? Grace on a journey. My parents did not know the significance of the meaning of my government name. I did not know the significance of it until I opened a baby book for, like, a book of names for babies, whether they were female or male. And something told me, look up your name. And I did. And it made sense. It's the testimony of my life. Let me tell you something. I was just reminded, I know that you are going to share that message regarding those that are having a hard time to say goodbye. And the quote that I was given for that crew is for you to write on a piece of paper, how lucky I am to have had something that makes saying goodbye hard. Don't you feel that deep in your soul? You could put that on your wall. You could put it on your dashboard. You could put it on your desk. But sometimes it helps to change the perspective of things in order for you to accept life as it comes. And people, let me tell you something in closing, because I want to keep the direction of the length that I chose for this episode. Sometimes you can't make up because some boundaries were crossed. And when God loves you and He notices that there are individuals that are not healed, He no longer allows them into your life. Okay? I don't make the rules. But because God is a good God, if you already learned the lesson, whatever you were supposed to teach that person, whatever that person was supposed to teach you, the end of a cycle means the end of a connection. Now, when the title "Close the Door Behind You" was brought to me, I said, I don't know how that relates to me. I said my piece. I said goodbye to yesterday. And I stated why I said goodbye. Forever and a day. So why is this being brought to my attention? Close the door behind you. And through meditation, I got the answers. See, some people, when they see things from a different perspective, as they look back, they say, well, I could have done this. I shouldn't have done this. I didn't have to do this. I wasn't even sure of this. But why did I do this? I'm hearing and so forth. There's a word that comes into their mental. It's called regret. And I know that's true because of a sensation I just felt just now. That was a sign that some people are in regret. in harming me when I came with no harm. The message God told me is, Grace, I want you to look back. There was someone in your life that passed away. And you didn't get to iron some things out before he passed away. That hurt you for many years. And you searched for healing. You knocked on door after door after door. For years. Until you knocked on the right door. And that same man who told me I am powered by my emotion to create things is the same man that did that exercise with me. Yes, that person that I didn't get to say goodbye to, that died, is no longer here with us. So I cannot sit with him face to face and say, I didn't appreciate when you did this. This made me feel this way. This didn't have to be like this. And although we don't have to look for who was right and who was wrong, because we are all in school right now, I had my reasons. Legitimate reasons. That God approved of. Whenever you feel you are in harm's way, God is giving somebody that message right now. Know that that's not of God. Know that God will not put you in harm's way. I'm hearing close the door behind you. God will not put you in harm's way. But the same way you were able to sit down and do that exercise where you use the tool of visualization and you shared what needed to be shared and walked out of that room a different person. I don't know if y'all even get a gist of what I'm saying. But just know, when I walked out of that room, I was healed. I was healed because I knocked on door after door after door, just trying to make peace with reality. This person is no longer here. But how do I say, I never stopped loving you? He's gone. God showed me a way. And he wants those of you that are living with that regret in your life, whether the person is dead or dead to you. Sometimes we are both on the side of quote unquote life, but we are dead to each other forever. You can still get your healing. I'm not going to lie to you and say you're just going to get it by sitting down and praying. Can I be honest with you? I said, can I be honest with the real ones? I am not going to say you are going to heal just by God help me. No. You're going to have to do the shadow work. You're going to have to cry. You're going to have to be angry. You're going to have to accept. You're going to have to envision yourself turning around and walking away. Because they were never meant to stay. And everything is still okay. Now, there are those that say savor the memories. I'm going to tell you from experience, that's not the best approach. Sometimes you got to put everything away, the pictures away, especially if that person, died. Pictures away, whatever that reminds you of that person. Sometimes you got to put everything away because it hurts. And sometimes that season of the year that they pass, it still hurts. You remember their birthdays. You remember confirmation. It took a very, 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 I'm not even ready to stop saying very long time for me to put this person's picture up again. And every time I pass that picture, it makes me smile. If I want to smile, people, I just need to pass by the picture. This is how much I've healed. Like, if I want to smile right now, I could stop this podcast, go in front of that picture, boom, I'm smiling. That's how magical that picture is. Because I was awakened to there is still a connection even after transition. And if there was love there, there is still love. Okay? I'm hearing it's okay. There is still love. The person does not have to hate you anymore. Sometimes it's in your mind. Sometimes you got to tell yourself, stop playing tricks on me. Sometimes it's not somebody else that's doing witchcraft on you or voodoo on you, or I don't know what y'all call it. Because I know so many different practices out there that people are engaging in just to hype up negativity. Sometimes you are doing it to yourself. Okay? The person has moved on. And God told me, it is not your job. Can I repeat that? In assurance. It is not your job to do their shadow work. Your job is to relay the messages, right? Their job is to do the homework. Okay? So if you are having issues with saying goodbye, and you are ritualistically abusing somebody, all right? Those of you that don't know about that term, let me introduce you. You continue gossiping about the person, that's ritualistic abuse. Because that is considered an action that a word witch would commit for manifestation of a lower vibration. Stop the stop. Wow, guidance. Stop the guidance. Some of you are receiving okay, I understand what that meant. Something just occurred here. You see this information I'm giving you? It is so powerful that as I was saying, stop the gossip. What came out of my mouth? Stop the guidance. And when I heard that, I said, well, that could mean stop allowing people to tell you, well, this is what you need to do and this is what you want to do. And right as I was about to tell you, well, it could mean to set boundaries and not allow people to keep telling you to go right and go left and jump and fall and roll. And something else occurred in the room that proved, no, there's something deeper into that message. And what I received was confirmation. What I received was there's work being done against you because you are providing guidance. And they want you to stop the guidance. Praise God. Because he is revealing the truth. They want you to stop the guidance. So I had something just here and it fell down. It just fell down just like this. Right? Everything that happens around me, I know has a meaning. And I have the gift of knowing what it means. If something breaks, look into that. There were times people were doing spell work on me to bring harm to me. And something broke. And the message that was revealed to me is there was a spell that was just broken. God gives you different signs, but see, some of y'all not paying attention. Okay? Wake up and see the truth for what it is. They don't want you to get this guidance. And when I say they, I want to explain that we are having a spiritual war. That there are those that want you to remain beneath them. And there are those that want you to elevate with them. Now it is your choice to decide. Do what I want to experience demotion in my energy, or do I want to experience elevation in my energy? That's your choice. It's called free will. This is why I must meditate before I connect with you. This is why I need to take time to do my own spiritual work. This is why I need to protect myself. This is why, people, there's a war going on. And they don't want you to be helped. They don't want you to see. They don't want you to know. I'm hearing, why doesn't she just shut up? God said because He has the last word. I said, God said because He has the last word. I could go into detail and share so much more in the subject of closing the door behind you. But you need time to go do the work. Okay? So if you had to set boundaries and you said goodbye, you said goodbye. You said goodbye again. You said goodbye. You repeated goodbye. If you said it enough times, know that you said it. All right? Know that it was heard. Know that it's your life and your story. And you are the author. As I said before, once you said goodbye, stop gossiping about the person, stop reminiscing, stop watching things. I prefer to take that route in relaying this message with reason. Stop listening to things that continue to repeat the same old agenda over and over. Do these people get tired? Or I would be so sick and tired saying the same thing every day for the rest of my... I just don't know how. I don't know how y'all do it. Nah, I can't say the same thing over and over. I'm not dead. I'm alive. Life goes So do my circumstances. So does my reality. So does my interest. It's renewal time. So do what helps you grow. You know, one of the ways you could meditate is by repeating an affirmation over and over and over and over and over again. Can I share one with you? I welcome inspiration and clarity into my life. I welcome inspiration and clarity into my life. I welcome inspiration and clarity into my life. Another one. I am open to the infinite wisdom of God into my life. I am open to the infinite wisdom of God into my life. I am open to the infinite wisdom of God into my life. Saying goodbye once again. In the spirit of love. I wish you well. And I'm waiting on God. We know why. Peace.